Morning, dear.
Good morning.
8 o'clock, Friday morning.
Earth Day.
Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
You're such a tree hugger.
Hey, what can I say? I love nature.
Yeah, well, we are off on one of our final trips up the 395. It's just Mama Goose and I on this trip. We don't know where we're going to go. I know we're going to go visit Reward Mine. Not sure what the weekend holds for us, dear, but we've got food, we've got beer, we've got water.
We've got time.
We've got time. One of the most important things in life, time. This is the worst road in the world. So Mama Goose wants to go, hold on, let me slow it down to like 2 miles an hour. Wow, this is a bad road.
Like washboard road.
This is like double washboard road.
Yeah,
so Mama Goose wants to go check out this mine up here. It's called Reward Mine.
Heading out on our own with our hope in the clouds, and we're starting to see that we're onto something. Feel it coming, we'll keep running, nothing in our way, and we got no reason to wait. Let the journey take you where it wants to. We'll continue to find our way through anything we face. We got what it takes. Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go, with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day, it's ours to take, and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins. Every step, writing stories that seek to be read, taking hold of the moment as we discover every color filled with wonder. Now we finally see we got everything we need. Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go, with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day, it's ours to take, and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins. Here we go. Here we go. Heading out on our own with our hope in the clouds. We're starting to see that we're onto something. Feel it coming now.
All right, guys, so we made it up here to Reward Mine, and pretty gosh darn big. I'm surprised they actually let people go inside of it. But yeah, it's a giant mine. We'll see how far we can get Belle in here.
Whoa, it's like darkness over there. Oh, that's
Wow.
scary.
That's it. You can't see much further. All right, guys, so we are just leaving Reward Mine. That was cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably 20 minutes off the 395.
because you have to go slow.
Yeah, you had to go slow. I mean, we're only a couple miles. I think you said 6 miles off.
6.5 miles.
But it was a cool little treat. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever come here again. right, guys, so we're eating in the Jeep because it's so windy outside, but we just stopped at Copper Top Barbecue and got me here a tri-tip sandwich. Mama Goose got the pulled pork, and they have these chili beans, which are amazing, but
that you guzzled down.
Yeah, I like drank them. I'm also hungry, but ran into a subscriber here, Joey, and his wife from Ridgecrest. But anyways, it was nice to meet them. We're gonna finish eating our sandwich. Now it's not that windy outside, but
there's gusts.
There are
with
gusts.
Lots of dust.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish this, and then we'll be back on the road on the way to Bishop. All right, so we are aired down. We made it through Bishop, and we are entering the White Mountains. What road are we on, dear?
I don't know.
No, you don't have to play coy with them. Oh, you really don't remember?
I don't remember.
Silver Canyon.
Oh.
But who knows what we're going to get into up here. It's kind of windy outside, and there's rain just to the north of us, so...
Here we are, on the edge of mystery. We long for a life of new discovery. Focus our eyes on the journey, stepping into the unknown, waving goodbye to our worry, and we're ready to go.
Well, we're getting snowed on right now. We made it to the top of this pass at Silver Canyon, and it is really pretty up here. It's super nice. I'm gonna launch the drone right now and get some footage, but we're like right in the middle of a storm cloud right now, so I don't know how well this is gonna turn out, but it's still kind of cool up here.
Stepping into the unknown, waving goodbye to our worry. So we run wild and free. We're not ever slowing down. We're chasing down the dreams we found over the rivers and mountains, deep in the heart of the sea. We know adventure is calling, so we run wild and free. Wild and free. Wild and free.
That was exciting.
I'm frozen.
I'm frozen. It's pretty cold out there. We weren't really expecting 30-degree weather, which it is right now up here.
But it's the wind. The wind's blowing at like 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, I think it's blowing harder than that here. We're expecting that at some point we'll hit some dirt trail options again. And when we see some dirt trail turnoffs, we'll take a look at the Gaia or Onyx to see where it heads. So
That, or there's a campground up ahead.
yeah, there's a campground called Grand View Campground, and we're not the biggest fans of staying in campgrounds, but we're not prudes either. I mean, we could stay in a campground. We've done it plenty of times before.
But I think a lot of the times the campgrounds that are in these kind of areas are like
Probably going to be
dispersed
empty.
campgrounds.
That or it's going to be empty. Where's my phone at? So
They're labeled as campgrounds, but it's not like your typical campground.
yeah. All right, so I think we're going to call this camp. What do you think, dear?
Yep. This'll do.
Grand View Campground. Write that down, look it up. You don't need to have a four-wheel drive. You don't need to have, you can be in a Honda Accord and get to that campground. Because it's right off the paved highway, and it's a very nice, smooth dirt road, and the campsites aren't right on top of each other. I think I saw, like, if I had to guess, there's 15 or 20 sites, and they were all dispersed like this. This isn't part of the campground. We kept going down the road where you do need four-wheel drive and high clearance, because Grand View mine is down here, but we didn't go walk down there or nothing, but we're right at the end of the road. We got this nice little campsite here with a fire pit already. I forgot the big propane tank, so we got to buy some firewood just in case, but I think what I'm going to do is, on a lot of these trips, I have my little 5-pounder right there, which I'll use probably for the mornings and maybe in the evenings, but definitely in the mornings with Jerry's fire pit. And you know, there's still nothing better than the crackle of a nice campfire. So we'll probably have a campfire in the evening and then use Jerry's fire pit in the morning when Mama Goose complains about it being too cold out here. Right, dear?
Right.
So
lure me out of the Ursa Minor.
So tonight what we're gonna do is we're gonna make some Tuscan chicken in like a Parmesan cream sauce. Basic ingredients: you got garlic, you've got some chicken broth, butter, heavy whipping cream, spinach, parsley, sun-dried tomatoes, Parmesan cheese, flour, olive oil, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and y'all know what that is, Barry Bond's secret seasoning, and of course the main event, some chicken. So I'm gonna start cutting up the garlic, getting it all minced up, and we'll start cooking here in just a little bit. Mama Goose is just getting the fire going. You can probably hear that in the background. She's got a nice little rager going. Okay. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to season the chicken. Alright, so we're going to season it with some salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and of course some Barry Bond seasoning. Throw this stuff on everything. Alright, we're going to set this aside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix some of the flour and Parmesan. Alright, we're going to mix this up. We are going to coat our chicken. I like putting a little spray pan on here just to kind of get everything slick. And then we're going to add some butter on here. What we're going to do now with the chicken is we're going to add it onto the scuttle. And we're going to cook it for about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. Alright, yeah, it's got a nice brown on that if you can see it. You want to get it nice and crispy, but you don't want to burn it. So you're going to want to keep an eye on the temperature. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the chicken up into smaller bite-sized pieces just so I can make sure everything cooks at the same pace. So we're going to take this off right now, and then I'll show you guys how to make the cream sauce for it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of butter, which I know it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. But hey, I never said this was going to be a healthy meal. But you really want to get that sauce kind of creamy, and the heavy whipping cream is going to help also. All those brown pieces, they add a lot of flavor. So I would suggest you kind of just, once the butter melts, you kind of scrape it up a little, not too much, but you know, rough it up so you get some of those brown cooked pieces. And once your butter's all melted, you can go ahead and add in your garlic and the sun-dried tomatoes. What we're going to do now is add about, not much, maybe a tablespoon of flour, and whisk it in. Let that kind of thicken up for about a minute, and then we're going to add in our heavy cream sauce. Maybe a 1/2 cup of cream sauce. Put in about, I don't know, call it a cup of the low sodium chicken broth. 1/3 cup or a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. All right, we're going to add the rest of our spinach. Let it get wilted in there. Once the sauce thickens up to your liking, you can go ahead and add in your chicken back. We're going to add it back in the mix. Mix it all up. All right, so everything is nice and warmed up. I'm going to throw this on some plates, and we will meet you guys over by the fire, and we'll let you know how it turned out. All right. Oh, this fire feels great, dear. All right. Tuscan chicken with the Parmesan cream sauce. Let's see how it turned out, though.
Probably too hot.
It's perfect because it's a cold plate.
That was yummy.
Yeah, pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
There's a lot happening in my mouth right now. A lot of different flavors.
It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, the cream sauce was super easy. Heavy whipping cream, flour, some butter. We're going to relax a little bit by the fire here. And we'll catch up with you guys before we go to bed. All right, guys, so I have assumed my position in the downstairs of Belle, which is where I get ready every night. Take my contacts out, probably hammer an Excedrin or two. And Mama Goose is upstairs. She's getting herself ready and her contacts out. Here you go, dear. You wanted the chapstick?
Yes, please.
Chapstick.
Yep.
So we're just going to finish getting ready for the evening. It's about 8 o'clock. What's the temperature outside, dear?
It is 32 degrees.
32 degrees. It was mighty cold, so...
And it's, what are we in? April?
Almost May.
It's not winter.
It is not winter. But we got some snow flurries today. Overall, it was an amazing day. I couldn't say enough about where we're at right now, and I think I said it 2 or 3 times already. Remember this name. What's the name of this place? Hidden Peak?
No.
Great Peak. View Peak.
Grand View.
Grand View. Like I said, Grand View Campground here by the Bristlecone Forest. Gonna take my contacts out, meet you upstairs, dear. We'll watch a movie. And we will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Saturday morning, one of the most amazing camp spots that we've found off the 395, in my opinion. It's very simple. There's no stream, there's no river, there's no lake that we're right next to, and it's gorgeous. Last night we had zero wind whatsoever, had a great night's sleep. It did get down to about 18 degrees, which, with Mr. Heater Buddy and with the electric blanket, we did just fine. But a little chilly this morning. As you can see, I got the Tembo Tusk fire pit here. Ran out of wood, so don't have any more wood that we were going to use for this morning. Plus, when we know we're leaving in an hour or so, I don't want to get a nice fire going and then have to waste a bunch of water to put it out. I'd rather just use the Tembo Tusk fire pit because this thing puts off some amazing heat. I mean, that's low. That's high. I mean, that's not even high. It can go higher than that if I wanted, but other than that, you just burn through your propane a little bit too quick. But real pleased with it. As you guys know, Jerry just came out with this about, probably about a month ago now. And as soon as I released my video and he released them on his website, he sold out nearly immediately. I must have gotten 25, 30 orders within the first 4 days. So thank you very much for everybody that purchased one from my last video. As you guys know, we're making a big move. We're leaving California. We're going to be moving to Idaho in June. And selling products like the Tembo Tusk fire pit, the Tembo Tusk Scottle, or any Tembo Tusk gear for that matter, you can find on my website at 395junkie.com. That'll help support us while we're making our move up there, continuing to do these outdoor adventures. As you guys know, if you saw the last video, Mama Goose started her own channel called You, Me, and the Fence Post. And she's going to be documenting our build over there in Idaho. And you could check out her first video. It just hit. I'll leave a link in the description here. But between the Tembo Tusk products, which if you guys are interested, please go purchase them. I also got these 395 Junkie t-shirts, which is a family first, Second Amendment shirt. These are the commercials. We don't have sponsors. You're not going to hear me talking about, the Jackery or, anything else for that matter. No sponsors. We're self-sponsored. So although you might see the occasional commercials on these YouTube videos like everybody else, you'll never really hear me talk about anything other than our own products or a product that I am very, very confident in. And you guys know from every one of my videos, Tembo Tusk is a big part of my camping experience, so I want to share it with you guys. So between the Tembo Tusk Scottle, the fire pit, my t-shirts, and of course the 395 jerky, Craft Beef Jerky, no preservatives, all natural, you guys can find that on my website as well. So that's my 2-minute commercial, 1.5-minute commercial that, whatever support you guys can provide is greatly appreciated, and every one of these products means something to us, and you'll like it a bunch. So enough with that. So I'm gonna get coffee going. Today's breakfast is bacon and eggs on the Scottle. right, so that was fun. That was a good night one of the trip. Grand View Campground. I think that's the 9th time I said that. So anybody who says I don't give the locations, well, you can't on this video. So it's 10 o'clock. Hit pavement. We aired back up. And now we're going to head south. We're either going to camp above Alabama Hills, which, believe it or not, we've never, ever camped at Alabama Hills. We've driven through there, we visited, like we've hiked the area, but we've never did an overnight there. And even tonight, if we do end up in that area, we're going to be in the National Forest area above Alabama Hills. We're going to take our time getting out of here, and we will show you guys our options here in just a little bit. What you got here, Mama? Mama?
Getting your lunch ready in the warmth of the sun.
Alright guys, so this was a campsite that I had found on an app called iOverlander. Some of you guys might have it. I've never really used it at all before to find a campsite, but this was one of the locations that was marked on there, and it's actually not a terrible spot at all. We're in the National Forest. We're at about 6,500 foot elevation, and you can't even see because we're so close to the base, but Mount Whitney is right behind me, up behind this mountain here. So you got gorgeous views off to the south and to the east, but the issue that we're having with staying here is it's a great spot. It's beautiful. Look at the view right above us, the mountains. But after being super cold last night, which, you know, we don't mind cold weather camping as long as we have the proper clothing. We didn't really think it was going to be as cold as it was last night, and Mama Goose wants to camp in some warmer weather. So I think we're going to just hang out here for an hour or so, enjoy the view, eat some lunch, and then we're going to head back down and camp either in Alabama Hills, which we've never done before, so that'll be interesting. And if it's too crowded there, we might just keep driving south on the 395 and camp over there off of Springler Hills. But we're having a good time off-roading. Saw a lot of cool stuff, got some cool drone footage, and not too long ago we got into all these pine trees, so we're in the National Forest. Despite what you see over here, it looks pretty close to the desert. But we're gonna eat our lunch, and who knows where the Jeep will take us. Stay tuned. All right, so now we are left our lunch spot, and we're gonna go check out Alabama Hills. We heard that's a cool place to camp. But I also heard they have a bunch of different regulations that are new that I don't know anything about.
I think because it became so popular,
Yeah.
people trashed it.
Like everywhere. Maybe we won't go there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're still driving this 341. I think we're calling it. Right, dear?
Yes.
So when we left the lunch spot, we drove through Alabama Hills, and we didn't go all the way through, so we didn't explore it everywhere, but most of what we saw, it was just, you know, a little too crowded for us. So then we kept driving a little further, and next thing you know, we're in the desert, and it was getting a little bit windy, and we made up all kinds of excuses just to go home and see our daughters. That's what it comes down to. Yep. So we only got a few more weekends left, about 6 weeks or so before we move to Idaho. So we want to make every last one of them count with these gals, even if it's for a few hours on a Saturday night. And that's what it's going to end up being. And maybe we'll see them tomorrow too. So we got a lot of footage. We still did a lot of stuff, being that we left Friday morning. So we had a grand time. You guys have got a lot of good spots from this video that I would encourage you guys to go check out. Any last words of advice, dear? Words of wisdom?
Don't be afraid to get out and explore. And get yourself some jerky. The best.
Thick and zesty, pepper, thick and sweet. It's made with pineapple.
And
that's
my
really
favorite,
good. The honey pepper. Yeah, that's very good. So get your jerky, get your shirts, get your Tembo Tusk fire pit, and support
us any way you can.
Yes.
We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, otherwise we're going to be homeless in Idaho. Well, not homeless because we got the land. We'll be...
But without a home, so
yeah, homeless on our land in Idaho. All right, guys, take care. Happy trails, and we'll talk to you all soon on the next video.